All right, I want to talk a little bit about abstract color theory in comics. Coloring's not my strength, but I've just been teaching myself a bit about this as I go. That's the thing about making a comic. You have to teach yourself all kinds of things. So, the TLDR is in digital coloring. You're kind of spoiled for choice because you've got like a range of 6 billion colors or whatever. And that makes it hard to choose a color palette. So one of the nice things about old school comics is they had a limited palette based on the inks they could use. I think it was maybe like a 4-color process essentially, and that's why you had like the halftone dots everywhere. You couldn't print orange. You couldn't print a peach color. You'd have to print dots of orange to create the illusion of Caucasian skin tone. Right? Ed Piskor, may he rest in peace. He had some really great information on imitating old school comics style. I'm not trying to imitate like 1950s comic style, but the principle is because you had a limited color palette, you had to use your colors intelligently to create pop. So I use oil pastels to arbitrarily limit my color palette, and then I combine those to get my full range of colors. One important idea in abstract color thinking is emotional use of color. So the most general rule is yellow, orange, and red indicate fear. Red indicates danger. And so, of course, you can get a range from yellow to red to get those shades of danger colors. Blue is a cool color, calming. Also could be icy, cold. Green is a peaceful, color of fields, but it could also be a sickly color, right? So the colors don't have just one connotation. They have multiple connotations, and usually the context of the scene will tell you. Are you in a bog surrounded by zombies, green colors? Are you in a hot volcano, red colors? Usually your common sense can tell you which color symbolically will fit the situation best. And I also like to match feelings in the characters' hearts with it. So it doesn't make sense that there's an orange sky, but this is an intense panel, so oranger color to indicate increasing sense of danger. The other one I like to do is I always like to have a color tied in more than one spot. So orange and orange, blue and blue, red and red. I don't want something all by itself one color unless it's really, really important, because if it's the only thing that's that color, it's going to stand out. Maybe one more, I struggled with this a little bit. So I don't like to have the character swallowed by a color. So for example, Barry the bear here is all blue. If he's surrounded by dark blue colors, he's going to disappear. Maybe you want that if he's hiding in the shadows or something, but generally you're going to want the character to pop either by a contrast of hue or a contrast of value. So this is blue and blue. Barry pops because of a contrast in value. Let me look for another example. This is a contrast of hues. So Joe here, he's got yellow hair, red, white, and blue outfit, and his yellow fox. Pink is a color that contrasts with all of those colors, so they pop by virtue of the hue. So, and then one last rule is white is always going to read as a calm break for the eye in a field of color. So try to relate colors throughout the entire page and across both pages. Pick colors that feel harmonious together. That's going to be that's more advanced color theory. I don't have time to get into. And be sure to give the eye a break here and there. One more nice thing about this: abstract color theory is an alternative to realistic color theory. So you can still use realistic colors and paint an entire lush green landscape. But the nice thing about abstract color theory is you don't have to paint a giant, detailed, lush landscape every single time. So I've already established the landscape in previous pages. I've got little indications of the landscape in panels here or there, but I'm allowed to take a break and just focus on the characters for a few pages or in a few panels, especially if it's a dialogue heavy scene. And then when we pull back into either an establishing shot showing the surroundings or a fight scene where they're interacting with the environment, then you can hone in, draw the environment in a more detailed fashion, and color the environment in a more realistic fashion. But abstract color theory gives you a break from. So it's a cheat that also lets you say something emotionally different than just what realistic muddy colors would do. That's it. Those are my thoughts. Love you guys. Catch you later.